So, Starlink, it's supposed to be this revolutionary idea, right? Internet literally anywhere on the planet. But what happens when that amazing global promise smacks right into a very real, very local wall? Well, one tech enthusiast in Iraq got his hands on a kit, expecting to plug into the future, and what he found out pretty much changes everything we thought we knew. So yeah, this is the big question. YouTuber Ali Hadi Ali gets this incredible piece of technology, a Starlink kit, all the way in Iraq. He's thinking, this is it, the future of connectivity. But instead of high-speed internet, he got nothing. The device, this marvel of engineering, was just completely silent. And the reason why? It's definitely not what you think. Okay, but before we get into what went wrong, let's just step back and remember why this was such a big deal in the first place. I mean, the whole point of something like Starlink is to just leapfrog all the old problems with ground-based internet. It's for those remote places, communities that have been left behind. Basically, for anyone who wants to break free from the usual internet providers. The hype was absolutely massive.
And that's exactly what was driving Ollie. For him, this wasn't just about unboxing some new gadget. Nope, he was unboxing a piece of the future. He really wanted to see with his own two eyes if this tech could actually live up to its world-changing promises. And his experience, well, it became the perfect case study for all of us.
You know, what's really weird about this whole thing is that the initial setup just made the mystery even deeper. Because at the start, everything went perfectly. I mean, almost too perfectly. It really felt like this was going to be that seamless, super user-friendly revolution that everyone was promised.
I mean, look how easy this was supposed to be. You connect the dish with just one cable, you download the app, and then the app itself uses your phone's camera to guide you to the perfect patch of sky, making sure there are no trees or buildings in the way. It all felt so polished, so intuitive. He was ready to go in minutes. And it wasn't just the software. The hardware itself looked like an absolute beast. The outdoor dish was built to handle temperatures up to 50 degrees Celsius, which is totally essential for a climate like Iraq's. The instructions were super clear. Just find a spot with about a 4-meter open radius and let the smart app do the rest. All the signs were pointing to success. Okay, so everything's looking perfect. The setup was a breeze, but this is where that exciting story just hits a brick wall. After that flawless setup, the moment of truth finally arrived, and it was a complete and total failure. Just nothing. Absolutely no connection. The app that had been so clever and helpful in finding the perfect spot was now totally useless. The futuristic dish was just sitting there pointing up at a sky that was literally full of Starlink satellites, but it was receiving absolutely zero signal. So Ali did what pretty much any of us would do, right? He started troubleshooting. He dove into his account settings, trying to change the service region, but the system just wouldn't let him. He even started waking up at 3 in the morning, using a satellite tracker to see exactly when they were flying overhead, just hoping to catch a signal. And all of his efforts, including trying to get a hold of a very slow-to-respond support team, just led to dead ends. And the answer, when he finally figured it out, wasn't some simple fix. It wasn't a bad cable or a software bug. It was something way, way more fundamental. It was a complete misunderstanding of how Starlink's global network is actually designed to work. And this slide right here just lays it out perfectly. It's all about what we thought it was versus what it actually is. You see, a lot of us, Ali included, figured Starlink worked like older satellite systems, where one satellite just covers a huge area and anyone underneath it can connect. But the reality? It is completely different. Starlink is geofenced.
So what exactly is geofencing? Well, think of it like a digital invisible border. The system uses GPS to know exactly where that dish is on the planet. And if it's not inside the approved geographical zone it was registered for, it just won't turn on. Simple as that. Ollie's device was registered for America, and the system knew right away that it was now in Iraq, an unauthorized country.
And you can hear it straight from Ollie himself. The system is locked to a specific country. If you buy a Starlink that's meant for Iraq, it will only work inside the borders of Iraq. His American version was basically just a very expensive paperweight the second it crossed the border. So here's the bottom line, the really crucial point in all of this. Starlink isn't some rogue, border-free internet provider flying above the law. To operate, it needs to get official permission and licensing agreements from the government of every single country where it offers service. If it doesn't have that national agreement, that geofence stays up.
This discovery, well, it completely changes the picture, doesn't it? It totally reshapes our whole understanding of what global internet actually means when you're living in a world full of sovereign nations and tons of regulations.
And this quote from Ali, man, it just hits so hard because it's so brutally honest. All of that incredible engineering, the advanced satellites, the slick app, without the right legal paperwork and a thumbs up from the government, the device is completely useless. Just a piece of plastic and iron.
So, what this all really means is that dream, that romantic idea of a single, unified internet from space that just soars above all borders and regulations, well, that's just not the reality we're living in. At least, not right now. Technology, no matter how advanced it is, still has to play by the rules of our existing political world.
So, why does any of this matter to you? Well, it's a huge reminder that innovation doesn't just happen in a bubble. Every new piece of tech, whether it's a ride-sharing app or satellite internet, has to find its place inside this complicated web of local laws, licenses, and international politics. Turns out, the tech is often the easy part. It's the paperwork that's the real challenge. And I think we have to end with this really fantastic perspective from Ali. Look, he spent a lot of money on a device that doesn't work, but he doesn't see it as just a loss. He sees it as an investment in learning something important and then sharing that truth with all of us. And it kind of leaves us with a question, doesn't it? What's the real cost of connecting the world? And are we ready to deal with the borders on the ground, not just the open sky above?